In the rich tapestry of Islamic belief, Jesus holds a place of high honor as a revered prophet of God. Muslims recognize Jesus, known as Isa in Arabic, as a messenger chosen to deliver God's divine word, much like Abraham, Moses, and Muhammad. He is considered one of the most significant prophets in Islam, his life and teachings offering profound lessons for all humankind. Muslims believe that God, or Allah, sent prophets throughout history, each reinforcing the same fundamental message to worship one God and to live a righteous life guided by his divine laws. Jesus' message, as understood in Islam, called for a return to the pure monotheism of earlier prophets, emphasizing God's oneness and absolute sovereignty. He preached compassion, forgiveness, and love for one another, values that resonate deeply within the core of Islamic teachings. The Quran, Islam's holy book, describes Jesus with profound reverence, referring to him as the Messiah, the Word of God, and a sign for mankind. His miraculous birth and extraordinary abilities granted by God are seen as testaments to his prophetic mission and a reflection of God's divine power. A fundamental principle of Islamic faith is the belief in the unity of all prophets. Muslims believe that God, in his infinite wisdom, chose individuals from different times and places to convey his message and guide humanity. Each prophet carried the same essential message of submission to the one God, though their teachings were tailored to the specific needs and contexts of their communities. This concept of prophetic unity underscores the universality of God's message and the interconnectedness of human spiritual history. Muslims revere and respect all prophets equally, understanding them to be chosen vessels of God's divine revelation. They believe that rejecting one prophet is akin to rejecting them all, as they were all sent by the same God with the same fundamental message. This belief fosters a deep sense of respect for other Abrahamic faiths, recognizing the shared prophetic lineage that binds them together. The Quran, in fact, explicitly instructs Muslims to believe in all the prophets without making any distinction between them. While Islam shares common ground with Christianity in recognizing Jesus as a pivotal figure, there are key distinctions in their understanding of his nature and mission. Muslims hold Jesus in high regard as a prophet of God, but do not ascribe divinity to him. They believe that God is one and unique without partners or offspring, and therefore Jesus cannot be the Son of God, as understood in Christian theology. This distinction stems from the Islamic emphasis on God's absolute oneness, or Tawheed, a fundamental principle that forms the bedrock of Islamic faith. The Quran explicitly refutes the concept of the Trinity, a core Christian doctrine that defines God as Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. While acknowledging Jesus' miraculous conception, Islam attributes this to God's divine power, rather than seeing it as evidence of his divinity. Muslims believe that God, being all-powerful, can create life within a womb without requiring a father. These theological differences, while significant, do not diminish the respect and reverence Muslims have for Jesus. In Islamic eschatology, the belief in Jesus' second coming holds profound significance. Muslims believe that Jesus will return to earth near the end of times, a time marked by great turmoil and tribulation. His return is seen as a sign of God's mercy and justice, as he will descend to restore peace, defeat evil, and establish justice throughout the world. This belief reinforces the Islamic view of history as a linear progression culminating in a final judgment. During his second coming, Muslims believe Jesus will clarify his true teachings, dispelling any misconceptions about his nature and mission. He will lead humanity in prayer, break the cross, and defeat the Antichrist or Dajjal, a figure of immense evil who will deceive many. Jesus' return symbolizes the ultimate triumph of good over evil and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. This belief serves as a source of hope and inspiration for Muslims, reminding them of the transient nature of this world and the eternal justice that awaits in the hereafter.